Hello everyone, my name is Untitled Chapter and I'll be taking a course in which we are going to learn about DIY Arduino. What we can do with Arduino? There are many things that we can do with Arduino. We can either create something that can work automatically, or we can create like small bots which can follow the line or follow the path, or which can do their work automatically. There are various ways that we can use our Arduino to perform in our day-to-day life. So let us see what are the simple ways that we can use our Arduino board to do something interactive, and we'll also use some small projects and work on it. So let's get started. So here we can see that we have an Arduino board and some wires connected all over it, a breadboard, some LED, some resistors and a potentiometer. So let us know what this project is all about. So when we start the simulation, we can see that LED started glowing, but there's a sequence. There's a pattern in this LED. First this LED glows, then this one, then this one, and then this one. Now look at it. When we stop the simulation, sorry about that. When we stop the simulation, now when we turn this wheel, we can see that the speed which the pattern is glowing, it increases. First of all, we had seen that it was glowing with slowly, first this one, then a few second pause, then this one, and then this one, and then this one. Now we can see that it is taking much slower time and it is glowing at a faster rate. Now when we put this wheel, when we turn this wheel to its maximum capacity, we can see that it started glowing at the same time. But it's not the case, because we have given them everything, every bit of voltage that we can supply to it, and there's no resistance in it, so they are glowing at the same time. Now if we just slow down a little bit more, now we can notice that it's glowing. So have you ever seen this pattern somewhere? Can you recall something? Yes, you can. You have seen this in fairs, in shopping malls, in toy stores. And this pattern is on a much larger scale, so we hardly notice that what's going in the background of it. So now today we are going to work on this project, and now we are going to know what is the background of it, what codes are written over it, and how does this work. So let's get started, and first we will discuss about what are the things that we are going to learn in it. So first of all, we are going to know about Arduino board. So this board over here is the Arduino board. This is the mother of everything, and it will power everything that is connected to it, and the code is written on this board. That is, code is also given into this board and uploaded to it, and we can work with that code and do anything what we want with the instrument that we have connected with it. So let's say this is the digital power pin, and from here we can take the output from the Arduino board, and we can provide the power to it. Here we can see we have got 5 volt pin, so it will provide 5 volt to this breadboard. This one is the horizontally sorted pins, and this one is the vertically sorted pins, which means if we have connected a 5 volt in this positive terminal, and if we connect anything over here in this holes, then anything that is connected will get the 5 volt each. And now since we have connected a 5 volt here, we can see this one over here, it is connected to 5 volt from the Arduino board. So every instrument that is connected with this holes will get the 5 volt. Now if we connect this, the black one, which is the ground one, to this, it will be ground, or it will be sorted. So everything that is connected to this holes has the ground. So we can see that here all these LEDs, this pin has been connected to this. As we have discussed earlier, it was vertically sorted, it is not horizontally sorted. So everything that we want to connect in here should be in this vertical manner, not in this horizontal manner. Let's rub it out so we can understand it clearly. Now since we know this, that this one is the horizontally sorted and this one is the vertically sorted. So let's see what we have done here. We have connected a 5 volt power to the horizontally sorted, and here you can see it is the positive terminal, and we have connected this to it. Now we have connected this ground to the negative. And why do we use ground here? The first thing that comes in our mind, we use ground here because ground is something that we take as a reference. If we want to measure the voltage flowing in a circuit, we use ground as a reference point. Suppose, take an example, if we are climbing a mountain, how do we calculate the height of a mountain? Have you ever thought about it? No, because the reason is we take the height in accordance to the sea level. We always take this mountain is 4,000 meters above sea level. That is the ground, the function of ground. Ground is taken as a reference in a circuit. Okay, so now let's rub this out. I think we should just keep it for future reference. Yes, now, so what we have done here, we have connected this LEDs, and now we have provided power to it, and we have connected it to ground to sort it. Now we have connected the positive terminal with a resistor. Can you notice there is a certain color code over this resistor? And the color is brown, black, brown and gold. Okay, so it has certain meaning to it, and this specific resistance has a capacity of 100 ohm. So this will provide a resistance of 100 ohm, and the same applies for this and the same applies for this. Now we have connected these resistors with a certain pin on the digital pin. So digital pin, we have connected it. Every resistor is connected to a certain number of pin. The certain number of pin, that is this one is connected, red one is connected to the second one, green one is connected to the third one, and the blue one is connected to the fourth one, and the brown one is connected to the fifth one. So what does this represent? We have done this to make the circuit simple. If we keep all the colors of same color, we will get confused which one to connect and which pin is connected to which LED. So that's why we have taken different colors to sort out that which pin is connected to which pin. So now let's rub it. So as we see, we have connected everything. Now comes to this part, and this is called potentiometer. So what is a potentiometer? Potentiometer is basically a resistor which is used to supply variable resistance to the circuit. That means if we turn this wheel to its fullest, it will supply minimum resistance, and if we will turn, sorry about that, not minimum, maximum resistance, and if we supply it to its load, it supply the maximum resistance. So that's why this potentiometer is used. It is basically a resistor, not something else. So now let's rub this out. So now let's see what analog digital. Yes, one thing we have also skipped something, and that is analog in. So what does this analog in and digital represent? If we are providing the power to it by using analog pin or digital pin, what does that mean? See, analog pin will take input from the circuit as a analog, like suppose we give commands to a computer that is in our language, and it will convert it to a language which the computer will understand or the device will understand, like zeros or ones, like that. So we cannot give commands in zeros and one, either we will give commands in true, false or like that. We cannot give it in 0 or 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So it won't understand that what it is giving, so it will convert it. That is why the analog converter is used, or analog input is used in this Arduino board. So this is basically the design part of the Arduino board that we are going to use in this project. In the next part, we are going to discuss about the coding part of this section. So but first, let us know what we have done in this board. So as I have already told you about the different things that we have used in this board, so let us just do a skimming of it that we have done. Here we have used a 5-volt power supply from the Arduino board. Since we will be using it with a computer, so we are using this power supply from the Arduino board. If we were using it with external power supply, we will be using this pin that will provide the power supply to the Arduino board. Now that is analog in. Here we are taking input from the potentiometer and then converting it. So that's why we are using, here you can see the gray wire, it is taking as an analog input. So that's why we are using the gray wire. Now let us know what else we are using. We are using ground. We are using the 4 pins, that is from 2 to 5. We cannot use the 1 because you can see it is written TX and RX. TX and RX are basically used for transmission and receiving. If you are using something like wireless things, like if we want to control our toy wirelessly, then we are using the transmission and receiver pin. But it is not usually preferred to use these pins because it will make our board slower. Now let's see what else do we use here. We use here potentiometer. We used here LEDs. We can use different colors of LED, but it is advised that we should first know about LED because different LEDs has different ratings and they work on different voltage. So here we are using same LEDs for the confusion, so that there is no confusion, and we are also using the resistors of same resistance, that is 100 ohms, and the wires that we are using to connect the circuit. So after we have connected this, now let us take a look at again let us take the look what does this board does, so you will have a idea about it. So let's start the simulation over here, and as we can see, as I click the start simulation, you can see the LED are glowing in a faster sequence. So if you turn the wheel down, it won't work. Yeah, it's working. So if you turn down the wheel, you can see there is the speed of this glowing decreases. That is what this does. So that is the working that we have seen in fairs, in shops, in malls. In fairs, in shops and malls that we have seen, the LEDs were glowing in a slower or faster way. There are ways that we can control this sequence, and potentiometer is the one that is helping us in this certain board. So that's why we are able to control the speed of the glowing of the bulb. So thank you. Let's get the coding done in the next part of this lecture. So thank you everyone.